This is Olga from the Toy Dolls.
This is Ronan, the Toy Dolls biographer. Welcome to the Toy Dolls LPs.
Right, Olga, we're going to be talking today 1991. This is the Fat Bob's Feet album, and we're back to Fairview Studios near Hull for this one.
Yeah.
This time with air conditioning, so you're not hot in Farmer's Field. The studio, I think you're clear that it was a good studio, good sound.
Yeah.
This time you weren't working with Michael Chapman, so there'll be less conflict, a bit more productive this time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think the studio is really, really good, and the engineers there, Roy and John, are really, really good. And there's something nice about the warm sound in there. It's a good working environment. I will point out we were still recording it was like analog on the tape at that time, on the Fat Bob's Feet time. Yeah, it was in a good location as well as out in the middle of the countryside, which is nice.
So not unpleasant. Yeah. And Fat Bob himself was the band's roadie for a long time.
He was.
Can you paint a picture of what kind of a guy he was, including or excluding the smell of his socks?
Yeah. Sorry, that's his only claim to fame. Fat Bob is a lovely, lovely guy. So loyal. I haven't seen him for a long time, and I will get to see him when I get back up to the northeast. And he was there right at the very beginning, almost the beginning, and he used to do everything with setting up the equipment and different things. So it's completely different to what, like, the technician that we've got now. We've got like a technician. He would everything is precise. All the guitar strings are tuned. It's changed every night, and this and that and the other. Fat Bob was just like a general roadie carrying the equipment and things like that. Where now you've got humpers to carry the equipment and you've like technicians to do different things. He was a lovely guy, and I miss him. It would be nice to see him again.
I'm sure it'll happen. Yeah. And the cover design for Fat Bob's Feet.
Sorry, Bob.
I'm sure he'll be alright with it. The cover design has echoes of the O Woolly cartoon strip from the Sunday Post. In which there's also a character called Fat Bob. Is this just a coincidence or deliberate?
Yeah, totally. Not really. I'm a Bruins fan and a Woolly fan, to be honest, but I didn't really think about it.
A lot of people in the northeast of England would be at that time, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Happy times.
Yeah.
I've heard you say there isn't enough volume on the guitar on this album. Was that something the engineer could have picked up on, or was it
something that I should have
emerged
picked
until
up
you heard it?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when you're working so closely, you can't tell how bad or how good an album is until like a few weeks after listening to it again. I mean, especially when you listen to things loud, obviously the guitar was sounding loud enough, and it wasn't, and the drums are a bit flat. Maybe because the guitars aren't loud enough, I don't know, but when you're working so closely, I think it's nice to leave it a bit after recording, then go back and then do the mixing. That's what we should have done with that. That was disappointing on that one.
Yeah.
Vocals are a bit quiet as well, to be honest.
Okay.
There you go.
We Quit the Cavalry, that's one, and you and I have talked about this before, that it's one of very few songs in your back catalogue that have any kind of political content.
Yeah, I mean, that song in particular, that's really a really poor version of Swords of a Thousand Men, to be honest, because I'm a huge...
I couldn't possibly comment.
I'm a huge Ted Paul Tudor fan, and that was the kind of where the concept came from for that one.
Yeah, okay. You're quite happy with Bitten by a Bedbug and the Sphinx Stinks on the album.
Yeah, I think they're both good. Yeah.
I love the imagery of the first of these, the bedbug with the monster sinking its fangs into your chest. Into your chest. Presumably it's another example of a minor bite being dramatised into something major.
It was. I mean, and what it was, in 1982, there was me, Bonnie Baz and Dickie, the drummer, and we all had to sleep in the same bed.
That's rock and roll over.
Totally. In San Francisco on the tour, and we all got bitten by bedbugs, and it was like nearly 20 years later when I wrote the song, Bitten by a Bedbug, but that's where it came from.
So it's a lovely imagery there. Unexpected cover versions are a nice feature of many of the Toy Dolls albums, and it's even better with you when you can come up with one with your own lyrics. I wanted to ask about Kids in Tyne and Weir from Kim Wilde's Kids in America. How it came about, and also what's the situation with royalties in cases like that?
I don't really know. I mean, you're not meant to change the words of a song. But this is such a low level kind of a thing, maybe it didn't matter so much. But I think if you do change the lyrics, then different politics and gets involved here.
Change a word, take a third, they used to say.
Yeah, that's right, I heard that. I'm a big Kim Wilde fan, I love the kids in America. Again, the guitars and the vocals are not loud enough on that. But actually, it's another one I wouldn't mind remixing.
That'd be interesting to see. Yellow Bird and a Bunch of Fairies are part of a long line of songs about the inadequacy of Sunderland's police force, allegedly.
Yeah.
Was there some kind of background here about the police?
I mean, to be honest, Yellow Bird is PC Stoker, to be honest.
That's
PC Stoker is Kendra's father from Olga, and it's all goes back. The Yellow Bird thing just come in at the last second in the studio. In fact, I find that one of the most difficult songs to actually sing because I couldn't get the Yellow Bird. And
you did there though.
I did then because I've been practicing it. And the cleaner at the time, she sang it when she was cleaning the mixing desk down. Because I was completely monotone, Yellow Bird, but she sang it and I thought, oh, that's how you do it. So there you go.
Okay. Back in '79. Depicts a nostalgic image of life in Sunland at the time the band were getting together. So we know about Fat Bob and Flip, who were mentioned from the band. Can you tell us a bit more about the other blokes that were involved, other friends that were...
Can you tell me some of the lyrics in that? Freddie. Freddie was a free bloke, full of life. He was actually in the band at one point, Freddie Hot Rod, and he disappeared. Can't remember the names, but they're just everyone that around at the time when we began were like all together down the pub and that, and they got less and less and less and less. It seemed they just all disappeared. There's only a handful like still around.
And they were revisited in a later album, which we'll talk about another day. A fan question comes in. Olga, I know you hate this song. The question says, but Turtle Crazy was a bonus track on this album. And specifically, was it you guys speeded up, or was it a real children's choir? Brackets, and also it's a very good song.
Well, thank you for that. Whoever wrote that. Was that you?
No, I'm not a fan, you remember? This is Olga from Sweden.
All right. Well, greetings to Sweden. And no, there were real kids from the primary school in Whitley Bay, to be honest, where the studio is. I think they actually sang it. Actually, the choir, believe it or not, I know that's hard to believe, but there were the school choir from the kids in the Whitley Bay primary school.
And you paid them handsomely in there early.
We'll give them cans of Fanta.
Excellent work. Other soft drinks are available. And a final question, Olga, looking back now, you once referred to this album, Fat Bob's Feet, as a good example of a project being like a huge jigsaw puzzle, putting everything together. So the writing, the planning, the recording, the mixing and so on. Now, you're a perfectionist, self-confessed, and someone who takes great pride in being in control. I've phrased that very carefully. So how hard is it to put all these plates together, spin the plates, put everything together and reach a version that you're happy with? Can you paint a picture of your own mind all compartmentalised when you're putting an album together?
Yeah, but I mean, I've never been completely happy though, that's the thing. It's getting there. It's just so many different parts of the jigsaw, and sometimes, like when you work too closely to it, you don't realise if it's good or bad. That's the thing. And it, like from starting to write an album, to actually doing the rehearsals, then doing the recording and doing the artwork and putting it all together and actually getting the tour ready. It's like a few years. So there is a lot to think about, but I've never been completely happy yet.
It takes a lot out of you mentally, doesn't it?
So it really does.
Worrier, I know that.
It really does. I remember when finishing the Absurdities album and driving back from Hull and feeling really emotional, thinking, God, all this started 4 years before then. Starting with like a blank piece of paper.
And tonight it ends and there's nothing more.
And that's it, You're thinking, what am I going to do tomorrow? I've been recording or writing or something to do with Absurdities for the last 4 years, and now it's all finished. I mean, it must be like that for people, actors and directors and making films and that, It's a bit of a strange one, It's like taking loads of driving lessons and then you pass your test and you don't need any more driving lessons. It's like something gone out of your life. It's a weird one.
I think we'd be having an entirely different conversation if you'd always been a songwriting partnership. If you were the singer and you wrote with the guitarist or vice versa.
Possibly.
That would be very different.
Yeah, I might do that in the future in a different band, but for this I feel easier just being in control and doing it myself.
Yeah. While you're still in your late 30s, there's times ahead of you.
Exactly. Yeah, got a few. Yeah.
Olga, thanks very much for talking to me about Fat
Thank
Bob's
you,
feet.
Ronan. Thank you.